So Christmas has come early at the Smith residence this year with these two beauties, The Rally and The Rally Los Angeles. These are two of Kenneth Copeland's beautiful, wonderful, great movies. Just kidding. These things are the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and it's hilariously bad. I mean, like, these are amongst the worst B movies I have ever seen in my life. Oh, they're so bad. And not only that, Sharknado's got more spiritual truth in it than these stupid things. I mean, look at Kenneth Copeland on the back. He looks like Nacho Libre and The Godfather all mixed into one. I laughed so much while I was watching these movies that I had an asthma attack, and I don't even have asthma. I mean, I really don't. Oh. This is garbage. This thing saved my life. So I was on Twitter and I realized that these movies actually exist. And I realized that Kenneth Copeland plays these horrible El Chapo type figure. And he has the worst Mexican accent I've ever heard in my life.
We go away for a year, just you and me.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
And even in the special features, he goes in and out of this Mexican accent like he doesn't even know who he is. It's kind of spooky.
I would like to take a moment. I'd like to step out of character for just a moment. It is so strong. It is so powerful. This motion picture is a tool that you can know Jesus' power. He's resurrected.
Like, I was sitting there thinking, this is a deranged human. So I got on Amazon and ordered the last copies of these things because I wasn't sure that you can't find these on any streaming service. So you have to buy physical hard copies from physical DVD stores, and I just happened to find these two right here. And I got them, and I poured me a big old glass of sweet tea and some pizza rolls, and I sat down on my couch and I started to watch them. It took my mouth 3 days to get over that. So I stick this movie in the DVD player, hoping to, maybe through all the Kenneth Copeland, experience a positive, uplifting, Christ-centered, giving of hope message for my soul. At least, these people at least try to. And the very first thing that comes on when you put this DVD inside the DVD player is a trailer for a movie in which a girl brutally dies in a fire in a car. Yes, there was blood and screaming. What? Oh my goodness. And then he goes back to work afterwards and one of his coworkers says, yeah, she's dead.
She's dead. Get over it.
And they get in a big fight. And this trailer for this movie was unskippable. You had to watch it. I had to turn on Sarah McLachlan commercials just to lighten the mood after I'd seen that. And so after I collected myself, I put the DVD in and began my journey down the road of the rally. And in the opening scene, I noticed that this Christian rapper named T-Bone was, let's just say he was getting a little, well, let's just say it this way. If he was at a Christian school, he would get suspended. Maybe. I don't know. I thought this is not off to a good start. And so to sum the plot of this movie up for you, pretty simply, Kenneth Copeland is like some, El Chapo, drug lord. I don't know what he is. It's not clear what he is. But then he gets saved and he wants to come out of it. And so he tells his son, hey, let's both walk away from this and let's go live a life in Greece and let's just go do our own thing. And the son says no. And so dad starts praying for the son. And all of a sudden this rally comes to town and the gangster says, don't you do a rally here because you're going to mess up my gangster stuff. And at the end of the movie, the gangster son shoots somebody and goes to prison where Kenneth Copeland was able to lead his son to the Lord. That's basically the plot of the movie. Now, Kenneth Copeland is well known for his terrible doctrine, and we're going to get to that here in just a little while. But there's several things that are just like these markers that define this movie, and none of them are good. The first thing that defines this movie is the terrible acting. I have seen fifth grade plays that had more passion and had better quality and more convincing people in leading roles of acting than were in this movie. Like, for example, if you had raised your son in a cartel as a hardened criminal, a gangster on the streets, and you told him you were walking away, and he did not like that, what do you think his response would be? I'm talking about like a hardened, murderous criminal. How do you think he would act?
Hey, Papa, you know what? I'll die in the streets before I run.
You know what? I'll die in the streets before I run. Who wrote this? Then right after the scene where the gangster dad is turned down by the gangster son to leave this gangster life and go live for Jesus, inexplicably, we have a music video right in the middle of the movie. Because that's what Disney does, so why don't we do it? And I want to tell you something. This is some hardcore gangster rap. Serious stuff. I've been patiently waiting on my time to come. Where these guys straight up G's take baseball bats to a Dodge Neon. Hey, what's that, Junior? I walk up now. Because that's gangster. Nothing says I'm a straight up gangster than beating on a Dodge Neon. Tupac better watch out, because these dudes in the house. Okay, there's another scene down the road where like this guy and this girl are sitting in the ghetto somewhere on the front porch, and they're a couple, and some Mexican guy comes up and starts hitting on his girlfriend and saying really suggestive things to her.
Just shut up. Oh.
And starts just horrible stuff. What do you think the boyfriend of that girl should say to this guy?
Well, what are you gonna do, dog?
Just leave her alone. Just leave her alone.
Just leave her alone.
Just leave her alone.
It's like Droopy the dog. Just leave her alone, please.
Just leave her alone.
Yo, S.A., I'm gonna have your girl. No, leave her alone.
Just leave her alone.
So later in the movie, the pastor decides he's gonna go ahead and have this rally. The gangster guy doesn't like it, so he sends a group of goons over to the pastor's house to intimidate them. And they stick a pistol in his face with a flashlight, and he has the most classic dead-eyed deer in the headlights look of anything I've ever seen in my life.
Don't hurt him, man.
Don't hurt him, man.
Circus you got going on this weekend? You better call it off.
I certainly hope you had some idea what was being said there, because I have no idea. I had no clue. Nope. So there's another scene in this movie where a woman finds out her husband is cheating, and she goes and moves in with her friend for a little while. And this beautiful scene of cinematic gold occurs.
I have been praying, Lord. Praying that the Lord will strike him down right in the middle of doing one of his little, Alice!
You do realize somebody actually put this on paper and wrote this into a Christian movie, right? Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And the next scene shows these two sitting at a dinner table having breakfast before Sunday morning church, and the production value is so bad that you cannot hear the conversation that they are having, but you can hear the chair squeak under the weight of the chubby woman.
Promise you'll go with me tomorrow.
Yes, I'll go.
How the Oscar committees did not notice this little gem is a crime of cinematic proportions. So let's jump to the second movie, The Rally in Los Angeles. Now, I gotta hand it to these people. The quality of production has gone up exponentially. You actually have some people in there who are moderately good actors. I want to give them props for that. And I want to tell you that the camera quality, everything was so much better. And it was so much easier to watch the second movie. But despite that, I mean, it still was a garbage movie. It wasn't told well. It wasn't laid out well. It wasn't paced very well, and the story really is just not that compelling. It's just kind of a bland, dumb story. It's not that good. And some of the scenes in this movie are like laughably bad. For example, there was a scene where this girl is like coming downstairs to lock up the house for the night, and she sees this guy in the yard drinking, and so she panics and runs up the stairs. And then the drunk knocks on the door, and she runs back down the stairs to the door.
No, go away!
Chrissy, let me in. I need to use the restroom.
And she realizes this is not a good thing, so what does she do? She runs back up the stairs.
No!
But only like 3/4 the way this time. And it is at this point that Kenneth Copeland comes and sticks a loaded pistol in the back of his head. What? Whoa.
It's time for you to go. It's time for you to go.
But one thing that stood out to me in this movie, and I don't know if it's because this was more prominent in the second movie or I just simply couldn't hear the first movie at all, but there were some wordy dirds in this movie. Like people saying dirty words in a Christian movie. Wow. This is real. This is a real movie.
That's important information.
Hey, let's make a movie so we can bring people to Jesus and let's drop some dirty language in it.
I feel like I'm losing it here.
It's okay. Hey, let's make a Christian movie and let's like design it so that it'll bring people to Jesus, and let's make these Christian women that like live right, make them say dirty words in this movie. Now, the plot of the second movie is basically the same as the plot of the first movie, but instead of trying to convince his son to come to Christ, he has a brother who lives in Los Angeles who runs a cartel just like he did, and he's trying to convince him to come to Christ. And the grand finale of all of this, where it gets so Kenneth Copeland-y, is at the very end. Copeland was told by his brother, do not do this rally, it's going to bother my business, which shows the lack of creativity here. All they do was copy and paste the same script onto the second movie, maybe with a little bit better cameras, a little bit different actor, that kind of stuff, whatever. And so Kenneth Copeland's brother goes to the hotel to confront him about having this rally. And so long story short, Kenneth Copeland's brother turns him down, does not want to get saved, and ended up pulling a gun on him in the hotel room. And in true villain fashion, he reveals his diabolical plan right before he pulls the trigger.
The leaders of all nations are working as we speak to become a one world system.
See, he's in the Illuminati. I'm not. He is. Stop asking if I'm in the Illuminati. I'm not. And then we have the grand finale. Whoa! Oh, wow. Poor Copeland. Oh, it gets a lot better. Because after Copeland is shot, the person in the room next door calls the front desk.
Yes, I just heard some gunshots in the room next to me.
And so the front desk sends two chubby dudes in suits with loaded pistols immediately down the hallway to the room. Because what hotel doesn't have two dudes with suits and loaded pistols ready to break in your door any second? Where is he staying? Copeland, what kind of hotel is this? And then Kenneth Copeland's hardened criminal, cartel-running, drug lord gangster brother immediately turns into a wildflower on the spring meadow.
Oh, drop the gun. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Oh.
On the ground. Get on the ground.
And is properly apprehended and brought to justice. But wait, there's more. Suddenly, the miraculous power of God hits Kenneth Copeland, and wouldn't you believe it? And just in Kenneth Copeland fashion, suddenly the bullet wounds are miraculously healed.
I told you, brother, there is no power on this earth like the power, the love of God.
This is so cringe-worthy. Oh my goodness.
No. I love you.
I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't. This is Kenneth Copeland we're talking about here.
What happened? Something killed me. He shoot me dead. But the word of God is true.
And this is where I want to jump in and tell you that Kenneth Copeland preaches a false gospel. He preaches that if you're right with God and that you're saved, nothing bad will ever happen to you financially and that you'll never get sick. I mean, even in this video, the guy is preaching that if you are saved, you will be Neo from the Matrix.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
And you won't have to dodge bullets because they will just go right through you and you will be instantly hit. This is so bad. Can I just give you some common sense? Like, if you're a Christian and you get involved in an accident, something akin to something like this, Okay, pray, but call 911. Please do not think that because you are a Christian that a gunshot wound will just miraculously dry up and stop and just be healed. That is so dangerous to tell people. It's just not true.
I told you, brother.
Kenneth Copeland is a liar. He is a dangerous crook. This man literally is insane. This is so wild. I'm almost at a loss for words. Don't believe this stuff. This is crazy. But this is prosperity preaching. This is what they believe. Bethel Church believes the same thing. A lot of people at Hillsong started believing the same stuff. And all your prosperity people, whether it be Todd White or Paula White Cain, and there's a number of them, they all believe this insanity. And it's not the gospel. Listen, the gospel is the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. You need to receive Christ as your Savior so that when you die, and you will die, you're going to go to heaven. And if you don't receive Christ as your Savior, you're going to die and go to hell. Now, on the front end, Kenneth Copeland is going to agree with that statement, but you have to understand, he adds to this financial prosperity, and he really, like according to this movie, he believes that if you're a Christian, that if somebody shoots you, it's not going to hurt. And they really believe, and we have video evidence of him preaching this stuff, that if you are a Christian and you get sick, it's because you don't have enough faith. This is a false gospel, a false doctrine, and Kenneth Copeland's a false teacher. He's not a Christian. And if you want a more thorough explanation as to why the things you see in this movie are not true Bible-believing Christianity, there's a series on our channel called Third Adam. We've got 4 of them. You can go check them out, and they explain basically the overlap between this modern charismatic Christianity and the New Age and how significant it is, because ultimately what these people are preaching is New Age. It's a false gospel, a false Jesus with a false church and a false Bible. All things wrong, but under the guise of Christianity. And even sometimes they use the vocabulary of Christianity. Kenneth Copeland is not a Christian. Please stop believing that. This man is a liar, he's a fraud, he's a deceiver, and he's a terrible movie maker on top of that, which for somebody like me is kind of a big deal. And if you go to a church that preaches something like this, you need to go to our website, independentbaptist.church, and find yourself a new church. And take movies like these and just throw them away, which I think most people did, because I can't even find these movies anywhere. The only thing left are these archaic hard copies that you have to buy online. And I think I've got some of the last copies of it. So these will go in my treasure box of collectible heresy. My goodness, this movie is so bad. Somebody needs to write a movie script and let me make a movie. I need to do that. I got the cameras and everything to do it. I just need to make a movie. So if you've written a script, write it. Send it to us. Let us know. Let us see it. Let us review it. Maybe we can make a movie. That'd be cool. I want to be the Steven Spielberg of fundamentalism. That would be a great thing. Folks, subscribe to this channel if you are new, and if you'd like more reviews like this, let us know in the comments section below. And if you felt like this video provided value to your Christian life, then go ahead and smite thine like button, and we certainly will appreciate that. We thank you guys for watching today's video. We hope that you would share it with a friend, and may the Lord bless you today. God bless you, and have a good day.